Okay, Ian, can you tell us what more do you know about cross keeps in the weekend? I know you were down in Washington playing against Everavon.
Yeah, well, they unfortunately, from our point of view, they didn't feel the full strength side. So look, it was disappointing in that we were looking to see them play before we had an opportunity to play them on Friday night. But we've seen them a few times in video. We've got a number of their games. So look, we probably know what we knew before that. We know they're a big physical side, they're a very good rugby side, and probably what we found out there, which we suspected, was they're putting everything into this final on Friday night by fielding 200 strength teams in the last two league games. So from our point of view, we know they're going to come all guns blazing on Friday night.
And beside that, and I said to somebody earlier, they've played something like 18 games since Christmas, and you played, I think, too. I mean, how difficult does that make you? I mean, is it a factor?
Well, look, one of the difficulties with the A side is we don't play together as regularly as you would like. As a team, we don't train together as much as, again, you would like. But the last few weeks, I suppose, because of the game going into the build-up going into the Leinster game, and then obviously this game as well, we've probably had more time together than we've previously had. So yeah, look, they're used to playing week in, week out with each other, but this is the best prepared that we've been probably for any game or the semi-final and final.
It must be good from a coach's point of view, Ian, that you're able to replace a player of J.J. Hanrahan's calibre with a guy like Ivan Dedeen.
Yeah, well, I think Ivan has probably the last few weeks really stepped up. You know, I thought last week when he came on against Scarlets in the senior game that he was absolutely outstanding. He brought huge energy to the game, huge intensity. He looks really, really sharp at the moment. And you know, the previous game against Leinster, I suppose we accommodated both players by including Ivan on the wing. And it got to the stage where he'd been playing so effective at 12, you know, he just nudged out JJ for that spot. You know, JJ has been excellent for us in the campaign, and I've no doubt he'll come off the bench and make a big impact again on Friday night.
Where do you think you have to win this game, Ian, on tomorrow night?
Well, our feeling is that, you know, we got to put the Leinster game behind us in terms of that can't be our final. But there are a lot of good ingredients we have to take from that game. For me, the intensity that we played at was second to none. We hadn't played like that previously at any stage during the year. So if we can match that intensity, the accuracy I think we had in that game as well, where we finished off a lot of the chances that we got, that would be key to us. But I think what you have to bring to a final is you got to bring maybe a level of play that you haven't brought at any stage throughout the campaign. We know how physical they are, we know how committed they will be, so our feeling is we've got to want it more than them. You know, it's a cup final at home, so we've got to make sure that our hunger is far in excess of what theirs is when they come here.
And if you bring the sort of the skill level and the sort of some of the quality play we saw against Leinster, if you're bringing that to the game on Friday night, it'd be well worth people while turning up to see the next generation and give you a big boost.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, the first thing we've said this the last couple of weeks. We've had no control over the kick-off time, and 5:30 obviously isn't ideal. You know, it's controlled by Sky Sports. So what we'll do again is we asked for a lot of support for the Leinster game, and we had exceptional support up there. I thought, you know, they had a big crowd of 5,000, but we had a very good contingent of Munster supporters that made huge efforts to travel there. So it was a quality game, and anyone I spoke to thought it was one of the best games they'd been at in a long time. So, you know, we'll say the same to the supporters this time. If it means getting off work half an hour early, you know, if it means people from outside of Cork maybe knocking off an hour early, getting on the road, we'd like to think that, you know, it'll be a very entertaining game, a highly committed game, and it is a cup final at home. So, you know, anybody who's supported Munster all this year and throughout the years, I think definitely wouldn't regret coming to a game like this, and we certainly appreciate the support.